everybody. We are back with another game from the 2025 GHSA League of Legends State Championship. This is a semifinal series between Lambert and Brookwood, and this is game 3 of that series. They are tied 1-1. So we're looking forward to getting into this game number 3. I'm Crawley here with Dakota, and we are going to break this one down and see who is going to advance to the finals.
Again, we're seeing the Ori with an assassin jungler pick. I preferred if they would have picked a bruiser to go with the Ori so they could line up the ults better, but people like the comfort picks more. So if they're better on talent than a bruiser, then that's way better than picking something you're not used to.
Yeah, so I really do. In the future, once again, we did not have the draft, so we don't know what order, we don't know what bans, but we do know that we've seen some very different rosters across these games. It's almost like they are playing fearless, even though they aren't. We do know we do know that Altria played Misfortune well the last game, and I believe they had the Orianna as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, last game they also had the Ori.
So the Ori,
but they didn't. They had an Evelyn. They had an Evelyn, which didn't really pair too well. The Evelyn Ori couldn't sync up and do anything until later on.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because Ori pairs better with bruisers than she does with assassins. But again, if you're more comfortable on an assassin jungler than a bruiser jungler, you should just pick your comfort and play it, because you're going to play that 10 times better than you would pick if you just pick something like Xin Zhao first time.
So I'm going to look at this too, because it looks like, I guess they've just swapped up, like something got swapped up in the order, but I think everybody's still playing their positions. I think Yasuo Mother's still mid. Vulcan is still, let's see, let's check here. Vulcan is still jungle. Right. Oh no. Yes, okay, it's just really weird. Like, yeah, the Lambert, so Lambert is blue side, Brookwood is red side, and the ordering of the champions is all weird, but everything, the players are in the same roles as before. Everything is where you expect it. It is the Kendra jungle, it's the Gallia mid, it is the Camille top against the Jax. So, interesting matchup up there. Two split pushers.
Yeah, very balanced matchup top lane. They both can deal massive damage to each other. If Jax uses his Z properly, he has a slight advantage, but Camille can also E his E, stunning both of them for the exact amount of time, both sides. Ooh. So it could just negate the entire CC combo, but it looks like she's just letting him get the aggressive plays early game.
Yeah, on both sides of the map, we're seeing those. Whoever hits level 2 first, they definitely try to take advantage of that. The Jack's got a good trade on the top side. Similar story bottom side. I know personally in that top lane matchup, I prefer the Jax. He's a little bit simpler, and we do know that Banana Eater, with his very impressive Volibear performance last game, has definitely probably got some confidence built up, and looking to hopefully do that again here. So we'll see. Definitely got my eye on top lane this game.
Yeah, Banana Eater absolutely running the game last game with the Volibear pick. I'm expecting something similar this game, because he does have a sort of favorable matchup as long as he plays it properly, which it looks like he was chunking the Camille in the early trades, making it harder for Camille to actually trade back later on. Looks like Ziggs Leona bot lane is just gonna play it safe, poke out their bot lane and just stand back, so they don't actually have to do all in. But if the Leona lands one good CC chain, the Ziggs could rip ult and absolutely one-shot the Misfortune, because she doesn't really have any mobility to dash out of it any of the after she gets CC'd.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the interesting story with Lambert's comp here. I mean, obviously, like, Kindred is kind of a lesser. You don't see Kindred in the jungle quite as much, and but the fact that you do have a kind of a marksman in the jungle means that you are able to kind of pull out the Ziggs, which is a kind of a safer, better early game AD carry that also offers a lot of wave clear in the late game. So just a solid pick there. Interesting comp choice. Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed the blue side comp. They're rocking the Camille Gallia, which is a really common duo to see in games like this. Very strong. Both their ults can lock down heavy CC, free picks, and team fights. And they have a very front to back comp with the Kindred and Ziggs with both their old zoning abilities, and also the fact that Kindred does massive damage. They don't. I just see red side struggling in team fights later on this game.
Yeah, I do see that. I mean, yeah, Talon's definitely a little bit harder to play around. Like you said, the Camille can just jump in knowing that the Galio ult's there to back her up. But the Talon's going to have a little bit harder time in team fights. Misfortune, everyone else is solid. Jax is kind of can be a little awkward depending on how he builds and how ahead he is. So yeah, they will be. I think they're looking for a little bit different setup
My
here.
issue with the Talon pick here is the only person he can truly go in on is the Ziggs, and even then, the Ziggs gonna have enough peel from the Leona to actually back off from every engage for the most part. He can't really one-shot the Kindred like safely without Kindred just popping ult and backing up.
Right.
Or waiting for a team that it takes too long for Talon to actually kill anyone right now. So I would like to see how the Talon gets around all that.
Yeah, definitely can be a challenge when you're playing an assassin and you don't really have any good targets.
Jax looking for a quick trade here, backing off after.
Still pretty even CS across the board. No deaths yet, so everyone knows that this is game 3. This is the high stakes. Nobody wants to make it too risky of a play. Kind of playing it safe. And then again, I mean, you do have the Jax split push that if they play that well, they may not have to really. They may not have to do the 5v5s. They can really try to work on the side lanes. I mean, ideally the Camille can answer those side lanes as some others can as well, but we'll just have to see what it look like.
My issue with the Jax split push is they have a Galio this game.
Yeah, that's
true. They could just send the Galio the entire game towards the Jax and wait for Camille to ult, and then Galio ults the Camille ult.
Well, what I would think, like, if you send Jax in a side lane and then you try to send Galio to match him one for one in a side lane, obviously Jax can just 1v1 the Galio, no problem.
You would think that, but a lot of Jax's damage is magical, which gets blocked by Galio's W, Magic Health passive shield, on top of the fact that Galio has damage reduction, and he could just clear the wave at long distance, one-shot the wave, or in everything, and just back off.
Set under tower, yeah. And the Ziggs is actually running teleport as well, so he could also do it.
And speaking of... Here's the Galio coming up with it. Kindred's here for the gank, too. They get the kill on the first blood goes to Kindred here.
Very nice play. Yeah, you love to see these, like, these mid laners like Galio and Twisted Fate that can just kind of be anywhere at any time, and also other champions like Nocturne in the jungle or Shen top lane. This is the ability to be anywhere on the map at any time is just a really powerful tool, and they take advantage of that to get first blood. But meanwhile, Brookwood's going to trade Dragon on the bot side of the map. So I don't know. What do you think about that? I mean, like first blood. I guess first blood doesn't even give you bonus; it just counts towards your feats. Whereas that's a fire dragon, so I'd almost say that Brookwood wins out.
Well, first. There's statistics proven that first drag increases the game's win percentage by at least 6%. But even then, I think the first blood going to Kindred, which is also probably Kindred's mark, which Kindred is a really good scaler, especially when she starts picking up her marks. Right now, Kindred's invading the topside jungle looking for another mark here. I think Kindred's already at her second mark at the moment, making Kindred extremely strong right now.
Yeah.
Kindred also hasn't backed yet, so this is probably their one chance to actually shut her down, but I don't think that's going to matter. I think Kindred's just going to walk away here and get a free reset.
Yeah, Kindred obviously a very interesting champion, trying to get, obviously once you get those stacks, you're in a great place. It can sometimes be challenging to get those stacks. Like if you mark somebody, they know that you're coming for them, they'll play safe, or you've got to work your way into the enemy jungle, and that can be difficult. But I mean, that's off to a good start for that Kindred there.
Yeah, but the Kindred this game has the Galio Camille for insta locks and all that, so she can actually get those marks a lot easier than you would assume they would actually be. Like it would be difficult if she didn't have these two champions actually, the CC chain and all that to help her get the marks. But it looks like Red Side's just gonna get a second objective for their feats here. Camille's about to face check this bush, probably into the Talon. She's gonna back off, go back to her wave.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been a confrontation there, but I guess Lambert maybe decides, like, hey, it's already gone. However, it looks like they might have gotten baited into something here. Leona E misses. Camille E can't go anywhere, and I think they actually will be disengaging this time. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to fight for there, and maybe I don't know how confident they feel in that trade, so they just decide not to overextend. Looks like there is a...
Jackson hopping onto the Camille here. Camille's going to trade back as best as she can. Here comes the Leona.
Ooh, nice.
Here's the stun, but it's not enough to save her from the Jags.
Dang.
Here comes Galio to pick up the kill, though. That's going to be another shutdown towards Team Blue.
Poor Jax, I mean, he made a Banana Eater, makes a nice flash dodge, gets one kill, and almost looking like he might be able to take down the other for a 1v2, but then a third member shows up, so... Lambert definitely doing a good job coordinating their whole team around the map. They did lose a dragon for it, but Yeah, they know from the last game that you can't let Banana Eater, you can't just let Banana Eater get ahead because that can be difficult. So they're trying to really camp his lane.
Yeah, the biggest issue here is the fact that you need to keep in mind that Ori can't do anything. Galio can just sack his HP, which isn't much, into the Ori and clear the entire wave and then look for roams. The Ori doesn't have much to answer like that type of play where he could just literally push wave, leave, and then proceed to be top like he did both of those times.
Yeah.
Jackson's looking for an engage here. Gonna probably get the CC off here. Stops her E, but she gets the E off here and backs away. I think that's enough for her to get out.
Jeez. A lot of damage because of that Sheen. Really, I think the Sheen is a lot of that damage. They both have, well, yeah, they both have Sheen, but yeah, Jax with the Phage as well, able to do some really nice W damage there.
Yeah, Phage also gave him that 20 move speed every time he autos her, making it hard to get away from him.
Right. I do love that. I love that passive. I love both of those passives. That's why Trinity 4 is one of my favorite items. I love that the Phage movement speed to stick to your target, and then the Sheen proc just feels really nice on champions that have low cooldown abilities. So
both mid laners and the bot side blue laner, all three have their first item, which Roa with the Hollow Radiance is just Galio is looking very comfortable this game. He's not really threatened by anyone on their team. He doesn't really have anything to answer him. If he wants to all in a fight, he can engage it without really much worry. The worst thing that can happen to him is if he just tanks a misfortune ult, but then he could tap his W for the 35% damage reduction.
Ooh, a commit an ultimate there. Didn't get anything out of it, unfortunately. So yeah, I think Banana Eater's well aware of how much they are investing to try, and then Kindred's up there as well. I mean, they are absolutely going after this Jax. So I think definitely it's in Brookwood's interest to try to take these dragons. The next one of which is coming up in 30 seconds. But here goes Jax.
Well, Banana Eater needs to keep in mind here that they have a Ziggs bot lane, so he doesn't really need much help coming from him. Banana Eater does get the takedown onto the Camille there, but I think he's gonna get traded for 1-for-1 here for the Kindred. Kindred's gonna probably get the skill. Never mind, he gets his E just in time with enough mana to cast it to get out.
Yep, nice job by Banana Eater there.
But as I was saying, it's Ziggs bot lane. They can't really focus too much pressure down there because Ziggs could literally sit under a tower and farm the wave from so far, and Misfortune can't do anything. Unless they want to go for a dive, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
They could literally, so blue side could just ignore bot lane the entire game, giving top side an absolute headache.
Right. Yep. I think that was probably their game plan, just again after that incredible Volibear game from Banana Eater. They were definitely trying to plan their comp and their strategy around making sure that he does not get out of control of this game. Ori
flashing away from the Kindred there.
And Jax does have his Trinity Force already, so he's going to be even scarier now.
I think this is where Ziggs dies for the first time, but Ziggs is going to rip ult, see if he can go for 1-for-1, but he can't find it.
Yep.
Leona was clearing vision in the river. She's going to walk back the lane, try to hold the tower for a team. Kindred's walking bot here. They might look for a play. They might not, though. I don't think there's much to look for here.
She's doing a lot of tanking.
Stun the Maokai. The Kindred's going to be here just in time to pick up the kill on the Maokai.
I'm going to let the Maokai go and just get out. Should be fun. Oh my
trying to look
goodness.
At trades on this Jax the best she can, but he has Triforce and absolutely eating her health bar.
Yeah, that's brutal. There's no trade to be had there. You're gonna be negative on any attempts. And she's already down by 20 CS and 2 kills, so it's gonna be really rough. Unfortunately.
In a situation like this, I would have just gone to Iceborne first item. Since you're already playing for the Camille Galio play, I would just go Iceborne on Camille first item, so you could reduce the chances of you dying, especially under tower, because he is absolutely chunking. Even though he does a majority of magic damage, you pick up the Iceborne and Mercs, and then his damage is reduced by a lot, while you also deal true damage.
Right. Yeah, he did. She did already have the Sheen, so that definitely could have been a build pad. But it looks like the Camille is probably going to commit to the Triforce. She does actually just buy the steel plate. Yeah, so the plate of steel cast is going to help a little bit mitigate that damage, but yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a tough lane. Now I wonder who picked first.
I don't think the plate of steel caps will be enough. I think the Merc trays were absolutely necessary for her to survive this lane.
I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised that. Whoops, I messed up the camera. Let me alt tab out here. It'll snap back in a second. I wanted to look at because Vulcan played, the Lambert, hold on one second. We got some fights happening here. Oh, not quite. Lambert's top lane picked the Darius last time. Didn't do very well, so I'm surprised that they didn't opt for a more passive
Three-man
tank.
dive top lane. Camille's not going to
Ooh,
survive that.
nope.
There's Maokai and there's Jax there.
Yep.
Absolutely ruined the Camille's day. Camille does not look like she's having too much fun, but to be fair, they were doing it to Jax first, so I guess it's all fair when in the end. Ziggs might get the kill on MF here if the MF isn't careful. She walks into the mine, gets the comment there. Kindred's going to tank out the tower in her ult.
Oh,
but
no.
I don't think it'll be enough, and I think she gets the takedown on Maokai here, though, at least.
It's like we made trade towers. We didn't know Ziggs is able to, he's able to knock towers down. I can't see the health on it, but it looks like it's pretty low. It looks like he is going to take it as well. So we trade towers, we trade kills on either side of the map. And we are about tied for gold, tied for kills, except Brookwood does have the 2 dragons. And they do have a big Jax.
Moved up. I think he could have saved the Kindred under tower.
Yeah.
If he just moved up a little bit sooner. But I think that, Leona was mid, so I'm pretty sure they were going for a play mid, but couldn't find it.
Looks like they get a Herald with no contest here. So Brookwood continuing to dominate.
On the objectives, 2 drag, 2 heralds, and a tower.
And they got the 2 grubs as well. So now Jax is free. He doesn't have to stay top, but I'm sure he will continue to draw pressure. We do know the next dragon it's going to be a water soul this game. It's coming up in a minute 20. Jax.
I think Jax should stay top until this tier 2 is at least gone. If he roams too soon, it could just give Camille the time to farm back up and probably get back into the game, even though she is 0-3 at the moment.
Yeah. Definitely just looking to get that Triforce. And knowing
Ziggs
that she
is now
can...
mid, meaning that Ziggs is just going to stand back, clear the waves mid, and then roam to every team fight.
I was trying to remember, like, if at some point as Jax, if you use your W and then Q, it used to give you longer range on your Q. I don't know if it does it anymore.
No, but his Q does apply his W auto attack now.
What are they driving? It's a very interesting pathing. I don't know why they didn't just run the Herald into the mid tower there.
No clue. Looks like MF was going for a little joyride down the river.
That was interesting.
Probably to avoid the pick, because Leona could have just ripped ult the second MF got out, and MF probably got CC'd to death. So it's probably better for her to avoid.
That's a good point. Yeah,
I mean, waste Herald.
You do jump back. You do bounce back pretty far. But yeah, I don't think they.
I'm assuming she misclicked then.
I do think they got the charge at least. They did get the charge. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so, because the second after you ride it, you can't get the charge anymore.
Yeah,
see, they didn't get the charge.
Oh,
the
wow.
tower was already half health because Ori was hitting it.
Wow. Yeah, I guess so. Dang. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
MF's going to be a little bit harder to kill now that she's her BT, so she's going to have to sustain for those fights. But at the same time, I don't know if sustain will be enough for the Camille and Gallia are going to look for probably a pick here on them.
I think Lambert gets this dragon.
If Camille finds the angle, that misfortune is just gone with the Camille Galio, plus the Ziggs ult on top of the Camille Galio where she can't escape, can't avoid.
Yeah, so Brookwood just kind of caught sleeping here after that play. Just did not manage to get set up for the dragon in time, and so Lambert just kind of steals it away with no contest. So that will be their first dragon. This is where we're probably starting to get into the mid game now that Herald is gone, and we're getting into multiple dragon territory, multiple towers gone. We'll see how they play as the map starts to open up here. Kendra did manage to pick up another kill at some point. She's 3-1.
20 minutes coming up. Otacon's going to spawn top side this game.
That's true.
They're probably. I expect blue side to look for the Atacon game, while red side's probably going to look to trade it for another objective. I don't think red side has the utility to go for the Atacon this game. They probably do, but that's only if they get a pick down on the Kindred or on the Ziggs, because that's the majority of their damage.
You're saying you don't think Brookwood on red side, you don't think they have the damage or utility to take Atacon down, or to fight for it, to 5v5.
If they go for the 5v5, they just can't answer the comp for blue side. It's just not a. There's just no proper way to go about it. Like, here's Camille gonna go for the engage onto the Maokai, but I think Maokai's out with that though. That's his heal. That's the ult for Maokai there. I think that gets him out.
I think you could. I mean, yeah, the Kindred ult is going to be a real kicker in these team fights. That's probably going to be a real deciding factor. But I mean, you do have some dive potential from Brookwood, but you also have some pill potential. I mean, yeah, the Jax could go in with the Ori ball aggressively or defensively and just get like a big AOE stun and you know, the Ori ult. I say you. I mean, you probably play around the Misfortune ult mostly, primarily in these fights, and try to keep her
but
alive.
if that Misfortune clicks R, the Camille's gonna look for the flash E or E. She's gonna E
into the Galio,
there,
yeah.
and then the Galio's gonna come in
Into the Ziggs, yeah.
Into the Ziggs ult too.
And the
really
Leona ult, yeah.
If Red Side starts this Adacon, I do not think it's gonna be good for them.
Yeah,
unless they burst it down with nobody near, but I have no clue in any way they can, any shape or form they can do this.
Galio's recalling does have ult.
At least. I think Galio just was not in the right place at the right time.
Brookwood's here.
Maokai's gonna W out.
Their stats are shredded. Oh!
Blue side just has too much peel. There's not much they can do. Camille's gonna go in, get the stun on Talon. Talon's dead. Then Jack's gonna hop into the backline. He looks like he's gonna die here too. But he flashes away. Then it looks like red side was pushed completely out.
Oh yeah, they got chunked.
Exactly what I was talking about. There's just nothing they can do against that comp if they try to go for it.
Oh, Jax! Oh no! This might be.
It looks like Jax is just caught out. Jax just did not think that through.
Yeah.
His team was on the other side of the barrier wall.
Zoom out a little bit here.
This is exactly as I was saying.
Yeah.
Red side just does not have the facility, the 5v5 blue side, especially on Adacon and Baron that lowers your resistances.
Yeah.
There's just nothing that red side can do.
Yeah, that is kind of
Red
awkward.
Side
Yeah.
Started that fight with Ori Misfortune.
Yeah, we definitely might see things swing in favor of Lambert now that we are into that 5v5 kind of phase, and now they have the Adacon as well. That was definitely.
Adacon's going to completely flip this game on its head. Adacon is by far the strongest objective in the game. It gives XP, gives adaptive force, on top of the fact that it gives pretty much a dragon soul as an effect too. Yeah. Every takedown slows and does current health damage to everyone around it.
Speaking of dragon souls, we got about another minute for the next one. It looks like that is where everyone is going to be pathing. I think a couple of teleports were used, 2 out of 3 Lambert teleports, and we're fighting over the scuttle here.
I think Talon might have been caught here, but I think he's fine for the most part.
Oh wow, they actually catch.
Way too deep with that ult.
Jeez.
But Talon almost got one-shotted by the Ziggs ult.
Wow, yeah, Ziggs is hurting.
I think Kindred should have backed off there, gave the scuttle up, but Kindred got way too greedy for it. Kindred is huge, but I don't know if she's big enough to fight 1v3 there.
So they have about 30 seconds. That should be enough time to reset, especially the Talon. If he's got walls to jump over, he'll be back. Maokai might be a little late, but we do have 18 seconds on the Kindred, so I think that Kindred will be there in time for a smite contest, I would say.
Yeah, I would assume that Kindred gets up in time. I don't think, Dragon Spawn's 15, Kindred's up in 5? Yeah, Kindred will make it in time for the drag fight. I just think Red Side should be looking for picks here on it, especially Leona or Ziggs. Ziggs is a mid by himself at the moment, but Gallia's right there hovering.
Camille's pushing top with teleport.
But I think it's way too late to go for drag here. I think Red's gonna have to back off this objective and give it up completely. There's
Here comes
just
the
nothing
Camille.
they can do unless Blue Side just doesn't.
Oh, they're on it. They're on the dragon. They do have a red ward, but Kendra's ready. That's
Kendra's gonna hop over ulted, so
Kendra doesn't even know. It's gonna be a 50-50, and Lambert gets it.
Talon's stuck there. MF ult coming out, but it's not enough. Ori misses ult on everyone except for the Leona.
Wow.
Here, they're gonna back off and walk it down mid. Probably look for a tier 2 at the right here.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Like the Bloodthirster is like a good utility item, but like it just kind of doesn't have as much strength behind your ultimate there. So yeah, I mean, the Misfortune ult not hitting very hard.
Actually, the numbers prove that BT, the AD that BT gives, is just way more damage than Collector would give. IE would be the best first item if you just want raw damage for ult, but
yeah,
BT gives the second most damage for ult because the AD plus on top of the fact that it just gives her the sustain the fight.
Right.
I think BT is the best first item for MF and Draven at the moment.
Yeah, so I guess in general, so it's not an atomization problem. It's just that she is behind. She doesn't just now boss her Collector, so that'll help a little bit. But yeah.
Well, even if she wasn't behind, their comp is just way too bulky for her. Like she doesn't have anyone with a cleaver or anything to trim down that armor on.
That's a good point.
On blue side here.
Yeah, Gallia and Leona are very tanky, and the Misfortune building for the more lethality, so she will not be able to grind tanks as much. So you really have to kind of rely on the Jax or to kind of do that.
I think the
but,
Misfortune go for the Collector here instead of just straight into IE is a mistake. I think she just needs the raw damage from IE and then go LDR or Mortal afterwards. I don't think she needs Mortal this game, but the LDR, IE LDR should have been the build path. I just think she's going to lack the damage now. It does give her an execute if they do ever get low, but again, as you were saying, Leona is extremely tanky, and Galio can click W for that 35% damage reduction for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So he won't ever die to it. The only person she could really like reliably kill with her ult would be the Ziggs, but Ziggs is never going to be close enough for the ult unless Maokai gets to him.
Surprised that Orianna has absolutely 0 kill participation, but seems to be the second highest CS in the game at least. So we may see something come out of that.
Or he should just throw ball at Maokai. Maokai should just flash in, so or he can land a solid ult. Her past 2 ults just been shut down by either Kindred ult or the fact that her ult missed everyone but the Leona. It's just she has no reliable way to get her ball deeper in there without missing.
Yeah, I feel like you've got to get them. I don't feel like Misfortune has been able to combo her ult off the back of any. Like you want to see a Jax E or an Orianna ult or a Maokai ult to lock them down. I don't think she's had maybe like 1 second. But I feel maybe not. I mean, I just feel like the Misfortune ults I've seen, they've only stood in it for like a second, and they were able to easily get out of it. So that just wasn't enough CC. I feel like it wasn't enough coordination.
Well, during the Atacon fight, Misfortune Ori landed a beautiful 4-man ult on both of them, but Kindred just clicks R and negates all that damage.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just hard for her to do anything.
Yeah, Kindred definitely a really good counter pick into a Lombo.
Blue side has red side beat.
Yeah.
I think blue side completely outdrafted this game. If red side does still have a winning chance because they're playing really strong champions, all they have to do is get the picks, get the kills, get the shutdowns, and they'll be in the game. But if they're not careful, this Misfortune almost gets caught out there.
Yep, she's taking a lot of damage from the Ziggs. She has to use her flash. We have Orianna in the side lane and not Jax. What?
If Camille just ulted the Misfortune there, I'm pretty sure she just dies the Ziggs are, and they can't do anything about it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
free Baron.
Going for
It
Baron.
looks like they're going to contest.
That's interesting. They're only up by like
if
2K.
Misfortune gets here, she can rip ult and deal about 1.2k damage to Baron.
I guess they're just confident in their draft and their team fight, even though they're not super ahead. They're looking to start the Baron here. Here comes the Maokai ult. Misfortune ult. Decent.
Yep, see what I mean?
Good
Absolutely
cancel.
tanked the damage. Galio looks like his health bar moved an inch. But Leona also tanked it. Took a lot of damage. Here comes the Kindred ult out, so Galio can pop ult and get it in.
Clean up.
But it looks like that fight's going to go to red side this game, unless Ziggs can pull out a miracle right here. Get some damage off. Nope, it looks like red wins that fight. See, it's still playable for red, but if they play it correctly, they win. Starting an objective like Baron with a Misfortune is just probably not the play ever. You're just going to get caught out, low resistances, and stuck in a pit with the Ori Misfortune and can't move, can't avoid. You just get stuck there.
Let's go ahead and let's rewatch that one real quick while we're here. That was really interesting. Okay, so let's go back one more.
Misfortune ult Galio Leona, their health bar just does not move. All their resistance.
So they're getting the Baron's doing a lot of damage there and lowering their resistance. Yeah, so that was kind of a bold call. I feel like that was a little bit overreaching by them to force this Baron.
Especially with Jax behind them. Here comes the Maokai ult at the moment. The
Yeah,
second this lands, Misfortune rips ult. I mean, Galio's just tanking it. Misfortune's, I mean, the Leona's just tanking it.
Good cancel too from the Leona.
The issue is they're already too low to do anything. Here the Talon gets shut down there, and the Ziggs peels himself off the Jax, but Ori gets the ult and kills and deals a lot of damage to everyone in that range.
Yeah.
The Kindred ult does come in, so the Galio can rip ult here, but they're all just way too low to do anything.
Yeah, I think it was mostly just a matter of
cleanup.
This is an interesting flash from Big Bop here. Double flashes traded there. Not a lot of value, but Misfortune just comes in with the auto attacks to clean up here, a Q auto. Yeah, so I think it was really just a story of they just started the Baron and just it lowered their health bars and it lowered their resistances and just made them very vulnerable despite playing it fairly well. So yep, I think that was just a little bit overreaching by them. Maybe they felt more ahead than they are.
Well, they were very ahead, but the issue is starting Baron like that without any pick is just still not a great play into an Ori Misfortune.
Well,
They deal so much damage, even if they don't have anything going for them.
I mean, like gold or item wise, they were only like 1,000 ahead, right? Like they weren't actually that far ahead. It's just that like their comp was solid.
Ziggs had a whole item over MF until just now.
Well,
This is MF just got her 3rd item recently.
hmm.
And the top laner also had an item over. I'm pretty sure. No wait, no. The the jungler had an item over.
Here comes dragon number 5.
Actually, I think I'm wrong.
Brookwood's on it. Leona.
Leona's gonna try to go for the
Looking for a
steal. I
cheeky
think
steal.
Leona almost got that, by the way.
That's crazy. That would have been crazy. So no Leona ult, but that is dragon number 3 for Brookwood.
Absolutely devastating.
Misfortune's looking big now. She
Camille
got a
needs to go
triple kill.
for deeper plays. I think that Camille is just playing a little too safe. Camille should just look for an E on the Misfortune, follow it up with the Galio ult, and get the pick early on.
Yeah.
And earlier, before the Baron fight, if the Camille just committed to the E instead of backing off, they would have had that. Because she could have ulted, and then Ziggs could have ulted and one-shot her.
Oh, uh-oh. Might have a bit
Ziggs
of
gonna
a
look
pick
at
or
the
two
kick
here.
on the Talon.
He's got a blast
Okay, looks
cone.
like he might be caught out here, too.
What is he? What is?
Looks like he can get
Why
out
did he
now.
take so long? He like stood there for a second. That was weird. Now he's in trouble. He could have hit the blast gun immediately. Camille ult, Misfortune ult. We don't get to see the
I
results
think
of
Maokai's
that.
going to be taken down here.
Yep. Yeah, that was.
I think the Misfortune ult backed off the blue side.
Questionable play there, but so we do get the Maokai pick, and I think Ziggs got chunked by the Misfortune ult, but not enough. Jax gets a tower.
Jack's going to look for tier 2 here. The person who's going to answer him is probably going to be the Galio.
So
It looks like Camille's going to walk down here with him, but I don't think that's necessary. I think the Galio could go alone, clear the wave, and leave it there.
Baron
But
is
it
up.
looks like Camille's going to look for the takedown on them, but I think this is too deep of a play. I think they should just leave the Jax.
I say
let
they
the
go.
Galio clear
Should
and
they go?
keep think.
They should go Baron here, right?
They-
if they
they
see the
just-
Leona, that's 3 people
Red
bot lane.
could-
Wait, well, they have
Red
2
is just
teleports
too
though.
deep.
But I don't know. Jax could cancel the teleports and they could make a Baron. But then again, I don't know. That might be too aggressive.
My issue here is the again, you're never killing the Jax inside. He just has too much mobility. Unless you're using ults on him, he's just going to get away every single time, especially
Right.
with his ward hop and everything. I think the Galio should have went bot alone and held it so he could TP to the Baron fight if it just broke out, but it looks like that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to be
Jax
kind of
does get away
cautious
for free,
about starting the Baron here, unless it looks really clean. Because I mean, just you just know what the consequences. The Baron definitely does a lot of damage and a lot of shred, so you have to make sure you're in a good spot, or else it becomes a risky play.
Yeah, especially since Kindred can ult the Baron, stop the smite, and just sit there and wait until her ult's up and then steal it. Or
Yeah.
the Ziggs can just rip ult and try to steal Baron also. That's also a thing
Wait, does Kindred ult prevent Baron from dying?
that they can do. It prevents all things from dying in it.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. They're trying it again. Lambert's trying round number 2 on Baron.
Because Jackson's SWAT side out.
Yeah.
This is a good
They
play.
don't even
I
know.
think
They have no vision.
Yeah, Red doesn't have
There it
vision.
is.
They don't know who's here and who's
There's
not.
the
but Jackson's gonna
teleport.
TP in here.
Oh, they're backing
Galio's
off this
already
time.
here. They're gonna have to because the Maokai ult came out.
Yep, they did get the Maokai
Galio
ult,
might
at least.
look for the angle here onto the Maokai, but it looks like Maokai's just gonna walk away. Maokai's using one of the most unused support items in the game. So I like the item, but my issue is it just feels a little underwhelming compared to the Deadman's.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. I do like that movement speed in general. But they also got the Jax. They got the Jax teleport there. So I mean, that was and they're gonna try it again and maybe see what else they can get. Oh, Jax playing a little.
Looks like Jax might be caught out here, but Galio misses E, so I think he's out. Leona might get the pick on it. Who is this? This is Misfortune. That's Misfortune right there. But the talent gets picked instead because Misfortune flies over the wall.
Oh.
The Misfortune is going to do absolute work here and carry the fight. But here comes Galio to clean up with Camille. Kindred killed the Misfortune that flashed over the wall. I think Jax is dead here.
Ooh,
2v,
nice
Kindred,
knockout.
Galio, and Camille.
Nice
I
job.
think this is a 4 for 2 play here. Camille's going to look for the E, but miss. 2 for 3 right there.
Yeah,
That is
2 for
huge
3
for blue side.
in favor of Lambert. Yeah, that was
Honestly,
a good
they
job.
could definitely do Baron with these 3 champions.
Ooh.
They should just go for it. But Camille, Kindred's going to get absolutely... Oh my god. Kindred's just going to go for it. Want the takedown, want the kill. That's all Kindred's thinking about.
Yeah, Kindred's getting big now. That's 8 and 2 Kindred. I don't know how many stacks. We might be able to find out here. Can we find out how many stacks here? Is 28 stacks? Looks like.
God! Oh no, 7. It's 7. It's 7.
Where I see what? Oh, okay. It looks just like it. Whatever the 28
That's
is here.
the timer.
Spirit petals. Okay, Mark of the Kindred is only 7. Yeah, 28. That was funny. You were like, oh no.
God, 28 would have been wild.
I guess that would have been wild. Yeah, I should have
Kindred
realized
gets,
that.
like extended range and stuff like that from it. It increases her ability damage.
Yeah, that's true. That's just like a scaling factor for their team in general. And next dragon's coming up here. It looks like Lambert's got the favorable position. They arrive first.
Blue Drake is very beneficial for blue team because they have Ziggs and they have 2 big bulky bruisers. Looks like Jack's gonna get picky. There goes the Camille ult. Here's Leona to stop them. Ziggs is zoning them. Hit the red team away with his ult. But
ooh, nice.
Follow it up into an Oriole and Talon ult. Here comes the Kindred ult to save everyone. I think the Talon just is gonna die here. Everyone's gonna blue side's gonna back off here. Look like they're gonna play safe, but they might go deeper here, looking for the Misfortune. Misfortune is out in the open.
She didn't have her ult.
Back to the drag.
Misfortune did not have her ult when that fight broke out. I think she just now got it. So everybody else has cooked their ults except for Misfortune's the only ult that's left up. And they do have some health bars, so let's see if they can face check this though. It's kind of risky. It's kind of hard to walk into that brush. Somebody's gonna die.
Issue here is Kindred has GA. They don't really have a reliable way.
There it goes.
Anymore, especially with the big bulky frontliners here.
It's a 4 for 5.
Jack's good slow. Kindred's gonna look for the
ooh, nice.
Coming out. Kindred GA saving her. Kindred's gonna go back in for the fight here.
Wow.
Kindred's full HP because oh my god.
That's crazy.
Rezzed her
back to full basically. How does
Baron? They're gonna get tier 2 mid walk Baron.
How does that work? How does the GA health? Is it like a Zillion thing where it's just like kind of a rewind or what? Like that was a lot of health back. That was crazy.
Well, GA just heals you for like 50% of your HP or something like that, or 7, I think it's 60 something after you die. But I don't think it's like a rewind like Zillion. I think Zillion's is something totally different. I mean, they are both revives in the sense. But if we're talking about how they would technically function lore-wise, I don't think they're similar whatsoever.
That was really interesting. They were down 4. They lost the dragon. They were down 4 for 5, 4v5. The Jax kind of got caught. I mean, he did a good job of turning it into an engage. Nice stun into the Misfortune ult, but it looks like it just wasn't enough. Despite no ultimates on the Lambert side, surprisingly, it didn't go better.
I'm shocked Red went for that 4v5, especially without the jungler. So even fighting for the drag, they should just gave it up. It's not soul yet, but it is soul point for both teams.
Right.
Next drag does give Ocean Soul, which makes Leona absolutely unkillable with that health regen. Plus Galio, man, Ziggs also will never run out of mana for the rest of the game, as with the 3 Ocean Drakes that they have.
Right. And he does have the Wit's End as well to kind of help with some of that magic burst damage and the Ziggs especially, I'm sure. And Baron is still not... Neither team has gotten Baron, so the same Baron's been sitting here for 10 minutes now. Both teams getting very antsy over it. We'll see if this is finally it. Fighting for that vision.
Next should decide the game. I think if red side loses anyone here, I think that's game, and blue side will win here.
Yep. They do have double buff.
Even if blue makes the mistake and all die here, give the biggest issue is they just let them come back to the game. But I don't think anyone wouldn't game here. I think oh my god, Talon gets picked off by the Ziggs ult though.
Talon just having a rough time, like you said, it's just kind of like a composition thing. Like he wasn't really able to get ahead early, and yeah, just having a rough time.
As I said, Talon's just out of place in the comp. It's just again when you're playing Ori, you want a bruiser jungler, and also Talon doesn't really have anyone to go for this game.
Yep, and of all the people will get caught, it's the jungler. So maybe they get a miracle steal here. Nope, Baron is secured.
Blue side gets it.
Unfortunate.
Blue's gonna look for the reset here into probably an end angle. But my issue again with the Talon is he just doesn't have anyone to kill. His only squishy targets are the Ziggs and the Kindred, but Kindred has her R and Ziggs now has Hourglass, making it nearly impossible for him to actually one-shot anyone. Making his champion, he should have went Bruiser this game. For him going full damage this game into this type of comp just makes it really hard for him to actually exist. He gets one-shotted every time he appears out of the bush for half a second.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a challenging position to play from there. So Brookwood is behind by about 5k gold now, and yeah, it looks like this next dragon in a minute 30 is going to be a pretty big objective. I know sometimes water dragon's probably not seen quite as valuable as some of the others, but I mean it can definitely make the difference in a lot of extended
Ocean
fights.
Drake on a character like Leona and Galio just makes them unkillable. It might not feel like it, but that health regen is absurd.
Ooh.
Or he's gonna get picked here. That's a flash from Camille. There's nothing she can do. She's just ulted, can't escape, can't flash, can't do anything. She's just dead. That's tier 2 bot side gone now.
Melt the tower.
Yeah, Jax is just gonna look for the split push play. He's gonna hope that no one pays attention, but Ziggs just gonna one-shot that wave and absolutely ruin his day.
Yep, absolutely hard to siege against the Ziggs. He's got great wave clear, and they might be able to.
Since the Ziggs has TP, he can just. I think this is gonna be game.
They might just keep pushing, yeah.
Chase the Jax around.
Stop the recall.
Ziggs is gonna stop. Yeah, stop Jax recall and repeat. Chase him so he can't back.
I do think they're gonna back up here. Yeah. Back up and reset. We're taking an inhibitor. They're going to use that bot pressure to probably try to convert into some top.
This Jax just needs to run away. There's no closing that distance between the Ziggs. The only way that you get close to that Ziggs is if he decided to come give you a little kiss on the forehead. But I don't think he's going to ever get that close.
Yeah, you have to like flash Q or teleport behind him or something. But I mean, it is a big shutdown, and there are some big shutdowns. But I don't know.
I see that Jax is going for the GA, for the Death Dance angle. I think he should look for Zanyas into like GA so he can frontline for his team reliably.
Right.
Because most Jax players do love Zanya's third item over Death Dance because AD is good for Jax's armor MR when he clicks R, but all his abilities scale so heavily with AP. It's just better. His passive even scales with AP also. So it just gives him a reason to build Zanya's. And if he had looks like they're gonna go for a kill here. Camille Galio popping the ult, or he's gonna try to peel everyone away. I think Ori successfully got all of them off the rest. I don't think anyone else is gonna get picked here.
Yeah, and the Ori ult went off, and like it just didn't do that much damage, and they're just healing it back up. The Misfortune ult got somebody chunked down low, but they also healed right back up. So yeah, they take the dragon for free, get the Jax, and it's looking really grim for Brookwood here. Let's see if they can pull out any kind of miracle.
Yeah, but as I was saying, Jax players do like Zanya's better than they do like Death Dance because Zanya just gives them a better stat line.
Right.
105 AP plus the armor, and then they can keep built GA, so he can just jump in without any hesitation, click Zanya's, and then if he still dies, he gets revived, and his team can answer.
One last fight from Brookwood.
Picks for the game. I think they're all going to go to Kindred. Kindred's going to look for the quad here. Kindred gets the quad there.
Wow. What a way to close it out. Vulcan, after getting punished. Oh, I guess it wasn't Vulcan. Vulcan's the jungler. I was thinking the top lane. But yeah, Vulcan probably the MVP for this game. Definitely had a lot of kills. Got a lot of stacks. Made some good plays, good picks. That's what I would think. What do you think?
Absolutely. The jungler absolutely did everything this game. He made the plays. He saved the game. His ult saved the Atacon fight too. I think without that, the game would have been really rough if the red side got Atacon.
Let's watch. There was like a couple of fights I wanted to go back to. See, so this is the one where Lambert was too aggressive on the Baron here, I think. And they get the so they get the Maokai, or this is the Maokai Misfortune. She cancels it. Talon jumps in, gets it blown up. Ori gets a good ult, and they just Jax is there. And the Galio and Kindred is just not quite enough. Yeah, so that was the one fight where they went a little bit too aggressive. And let's look at this one next. So this was... Speed it up a little bit here. This is where they're setting up for the Baron a second time. Jeez. I'm actually going to slow that down and back up one more time. Stay here. Okay, so Jax is over here by himself. Jax is over here. Jax gets away. We're coming back. Everybody's fighting for vision here. Okay, then we get the Leona engage. We get the big Ziggs ult. Kindred's already in the fray. Talon once again gets blown up instantly. Misfortune ult on 2. Decent. Nice little Oriana ult as well. So we're down, I think, what, 2 for 2 here. Big Bop gets away barely. And Jax is trying to do work in the 1v3. Maokai backs up maybe a little bit too far here. Tries to re-enter the fight, but... Yeah, I mean, this is like... I mean, yeah, Oriana's got to leave here, so it's pretty much a 2v3. a nice channel on that Galio, and I think that's pretty much it. So that ends up being just a 2 for 3. But then a few seconds later is where they dive under tower. That's where I think they get the Vulcan gets the kill on Big Bop here in just a second. So that's kind of how they followed it up. But the gold is even at this point. Like, the game is still even right here. Nice pick there. And I think that's all they get. So the game is still even there. And oh, what is this? What even is this? I don't even see the. I guess the kills didn't happen immediately. I don't think anybody died here, maybe. So we get the yeah. No one died here. They kind of backed off. Big Oriole, but it's just like not enough. It's a huge magic shield.
The talent just doesn't do enough damage for his team either.
Kindred. I mean, the Kindred just totally nullifies that Wombo. So that's it's just the only talent's gone here. And they are low.
They look for the MF but backed off. Go back to drag. Look for the soul point here.
Yeah, so this is where I think the 4v5 happens after the dragon here. This is where that big 4v5 happened. Fast forward a little bit. So they get the dragon.
The red side almost won this, but they sadly lost this fight.
So Lambert is a little bit up here. Jax get caught. He turns it into almost a 4-man stun, 3-man stun. Big misfortune ult. Nobody else has ults, but yeah, I mean the Ziggs is just doing tons of damage. The Kindred heals up a ton, and they just totally flip it, and yeah, it's just looking real rough at that point. But they're still only up by like what, 2 or 3K
The second they
gold.
realized Kindred had GA, they shouldn't have gone for that the 5v4 angle right there, because then it's just a 6v4 because Kindred has 2 lives.
And then unfortunately the Talon getting caught here is just like really tough because I mean without your jungler you can't contest. So that
he
is
just
unfortunate.
doesn't have enough HP to survive here. Like he gets seen for 2 seconds and then absolutely disappears.
Yeah, and they're still only up by like 3K gold, and that's not too bad. But yeah, that definitely hurt. I mean, they converted that Baron into more, and that's all they needed. So yeah, I mean, definitely good job clean play by Lambert, showing a really good draft. Really good variety of champions across this series, and a good execution. Good coordination. Kind of once again showing why they are the #1 seed and why they deserved a spot in the finals. Good deal. So any closing thoughts before we wrap this one up?
I've enjoyed watching these games. They've been really fun to watch, especially being here to cast this with Crawley here. But I think for this game, I think the blue side just played excellently. My only issue was the poor Camille. Like I feel like she just was not ever having any fun that game, especially at the beginning. She just in a situation where she wasn't able to do anything into the Jax, and then it just got worse and worse. But her team came and bailed her out, and that's all that mattered, and that's what got them to win in the end.
Absolutely. I mean, that's something that a lot of people don't think about. They think it's all about themselves, but like really developing the ability to just kind of play in the back seat and let your team carry you is a huge skill to learn, and Camille demonstrated that excellently. Despite they got run over in game 1, and they did do a good job. Banana Eater and Altria, really tried to rally and did come back in game 2. So at least we got to go to game 3. But yeah, once again, Lambert just kind of demonstrating consistency, demonstrating coordination, and a lot of IQ with the draft. And so we will certainly see them in the finals. We will be casting that series soon. And but until then, thanks everybody for watching, and we will see y'all next time.